give thanks, you know. And we was talking to him a little bit earlier on. And what I want to do, Craig, I want to talk a bit more about the organisation, in terms of the road organisation. In terms of, I know that something like this needs security, stewards, and obviously we want people. It's a volunteer team and so forth. But I want to mention a bit about the committee. But earlier on we did mention about the outreach workers, and I met Sister Julie. In fact, I see them working Saturday down in Earl's Court, one of our colleagues there. But just a little bit about the committee and who's involved and etc.
Well, the committee is made up of a group of people from different organisations. So we're all part of different organisations, but we come together to facilitate the march.
Okay.
So because a lot of people don't realise that it takes a lot to put a march of this magnitude on, and it takes money as well. And it takes quite a bit of money. Just to congregate at Windrush Square, we have to pay for that. To congregate at Parliament Square, we have to pay for that.
So you just have to pay to be at that.
You also have to pay to speak, to make noise.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Then we have to get PA systems. Yeah. Then we need stewards. And we're calling out for anybody who has security skills. And we're talking African people now.
Yeah.
We need to secure our people.
Yeah.
And it would be good for our brothers and sisters who are good at martial arts.
Okay.
You know, whether they're boxers or they're martial arts, anything like that, to come forward to give us a hand in securing the day. You know, we can't afford to pay nobody no money because we now make no money out of it. Yeah. But what we can do, we possibly can feed people. I think that's the least we can, we may be able to do. So we're trying to fundraise to get funds to pay for all these things.
Okay then. So in terms of the committee, because you said the committee from different organisations, I'd imagine there's I remember last time when I went to the meeting, there's someone from Brixton?
The co-chair is from Bristol.
And
we have somebody outside of London as a co-chair, specifically because there's people outside of London, because our people don't just exist in London. They exist in Leeds and Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Luton, Nottingham, Northamptonshire, Yorkshire, all them places are people out there. So the sister that's the co-chair, Sister Jendai, I'm from Bristol. She's the co-chair, along by myself, who's the co-chair. Then we have two co-vice chairs. We have Sister Esther O'Shea and Brother Prophet Jabi. And we also have our security, Brother Extra, Brother Ogun. We have our finance officers, which is Brother Shanga and Sister Zebi. And we have our secretary, which is Sister Toya.
Okay.
We have our media man, which is Brother Delani. So you know, there's quite a few, about 7 of us who's kind of organising and this and that. And then we work with the outreach workers, which is Sister Julia, Adrian, and those people there.
Okay. So the outreach workers now, they're just basically on the street, just letting people know about the
getting the information out to our people, to let our people know what is happening and how they can get involved in assisting to make the day successful. But the day is only going to be successful if our people come out and come and support it. And it's one day in the year. And what I would like to say, what I didn't get to say earlier, is that if you cannot make that day, if you can't make that day, it's not an issue. Because sometimes things happen in life. But wherever you are, if it means you have to go to slavery, if it means that you have to go to the hospital, or you have one pipe, whatever that may be, at 3 p.m. that afternoon, we're doing a 3-minute silence to our ancestors. And that's in conjunction and solidarity with the African Remembrance Day Committee.
Okay then.
Yeah, because they do something.
What time that be at 3 o'clock?
3 p.m. So wherever you're there, don't matter where you're there, if you're in at the bank and you just have to go cash some money or pay some bill, just ease off at 3 o'clock. And 3-minute silence, and just venerate, just remember those that came before. You know, be if it's any personal members of your family, or you know, things that you've read about, or somebody in our story that gave you inspiration. Think about them, meditate on them, and let's all meditate together on making it a better place for us as African people. Because you know, we don't realize how strong psychological spirituality is if we're in sync in together, thinking about the same thing. we can will it into power, into existence.
Okay. Because one of the questions I was going to ask you is, for the interview done, is in terms of,
I'm listening. Go on.
yeah, on that day there, we should be should we spend our money with the within the system, so to speak?
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
We should be if it means on that particular day, just spend your money with our people.
With our people, yeah.
And I want to send a personal message out to African businesses. Whether you're African Caribbean or African from the continent or African born here, because some of you have a problem calling yourselves Africans. But let me just send it out to African brothers and sisters, and black people, that the African businesses, they want our people to support them, but you must get used to supporting African causes. You know, if every African business gave us £20 towards this march, we would have no problems putting it on. But we have to find it from our own pocket, and some of we don't work and all them things, and some of we, you know, we have our own financial difficulties too, because we have to have a liability insurance for that day. Yeah, and we have to.
So you have to pay for liability.
Yeah, you have to have liability. They will not allow you to do that magnitude of a march without liability insurance.
I understand that.
Yeah? So we have to have the minimum of a cover of £5 million minimum. Because supposing it kick off and something mash up and all them things there. You see my deal? So you have to, of course, supposing something happened to somebody, so you have on your mark, you have to be covered. So we have to pay for that. You follow what I'm saying? Yeah. We need portaloos. Nobody now will give you the portaloo them for free.
Portaloo, okay.
Yeah? We have to pay for that.
Yeah.
We have to pay Lambeth Council for permission for gather at Windrush Square. Then we have to pay them for talk. Yeah? We have to pay them for gather down at Parliament.
I'm glad you mentioned it.
And then you have to pay for March too.
March too. Because people not really aware that, you know, you have to pay for these things here.
You have to pay for these things.
Yeah.
These things cost money.
Yeah.
You understand? So, you know, none of us ain't getting rich out of it. But you have to pay for it. So we've been putting on a series of orientations. We had one in North London last week. We had one in Bristol on Sunday gone. We've had a couple over in South London. And the money that we get from there is what we're using to try and make these things happen.
Okay then. Suppose someone wants to donate. Is there a account they can?
They can go to GoFundMe.
GoFundMe, okay.
Yeah, GoFundMe. The march, and they can donate to the GoFundMe thing. I can get you I can get it up on my phone and get you the correct thing. But if they go to the March UK, if they go to the March August, the festival, all the information is there. Or you can go www.stopthemangamese.com. Yeah, MANGAMIZI.com, and all the information is there. They can tell you how you can donate money to, or you can call this number for more information. 07597 592 882. You know how slow I did it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Because I know people are run for them. So we do it again. 07597 592 889. Or you can log on to stopthemangamese.com, or you can go on the March Argos.
Okay.
London, and they come up on the Facebook and you see, and all the information you need is there.
And this same applies that people want to get involved in, I would say, the security, etc. There's gone the
and you know what? Yeah. We need security, yeah? We need security, and we need our people to come out and, you know, don't be looking for no money. And you come here, some people check them, boy, how much you have to pay for the day and all them things. I'm not asking nobody. I'm not gonna pay nobody, and I don't have no money personally. And they commit to win out of money personally for go pay you for save yourself. Because this is about the whole of we as a people. And each of us who has particular skills must send them skills and share them skills with the people.
I agree with that.
You understand me I say?
For that day, yeah, definitely.
For that one day, because you go come and ask we. Yeah? There's an account as well that they can pay straight into. Right? The account is the account number, and it's Lloyd's Bank, and the account number is 376 717 68. That's the account number. I repeat again: 376 717 68, and the SART code is 30 99 14. 30 99 14, and the account is called A for Alpha, S for Sugar, R for Roger Funds.
Okay.
I should say A for Africa, S for Size, R for Ra Funds. Yeah? And you can donate directly, and even if it's just £1, because if every one of our people gave us £1,
you're down clear, man.
We're nice.
We're nice.
Yeah?
Well, let me just jump here on the mark, because what time people supposed to turn up and
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, and give a little flavour of what's to expect, because
you turn up at 9 o'clock. We gather in.
That's at Brixton there.
At Brixton Windrush Square.
Windrush Square, alright.
I'm right near where the Ritzy Cinema there, and we're going to congregate there. We're going to be having stores so people.
Well, earlier this month, the Caribbean nations approved a plan to seek reparations from the former slaving nations, including Britain, for the victims of slavery, slave trading, genocide and racial apartheid. And as a first step, they've engaged the British firm of solicitors who won £20 million compensation for the Kenyan victims of torture by the British during the Mau Mau rebellion in the 1950s. Should we pay reparations for slavery, for the evil of slavery? Esther. Morning, Esther. Well, let me ask you first, because what's really fascinating about this, and what a lot of people have not really focused on, are the ongoing effects. I mean, there is something that you've spoken about before, intergenerational transmission of trauma. Tell me about that.
Yes, well, basically, slavery and genocide has impacted not only the historical populations that were kidnapped from Africa, but also those of us who are the descendants of the enslaved today. And it's not only about trauma and multi-generational oppression. The whole discussion around wealth, there has been unjust enrichment to Britain, and there's also been unjust impoverishment, which has been passed on throughout the generations. So part of the legacy is this huge inequality that we see today between the descendants of the enslavers and the descendants of the enslaved.
And what about and psychological scars which have had societal effects, ongoing economic effects, to which you've already said? What are the psychological scars?
Well, part of that...
Intergenerational.
Yeah, intergenerationally, it's not knowing who we are. It's a lack of connection, it's a lack of identity, a lack of nationhood, which is what makes us human beings, essentially. It's not being rooted, it's being considered minority populations when we come from global majorities. And it's about having second-class status and citizenship wherever we have been located as a result of this dispersal and depopulation that happened originally in Africa.
And there is a phenomenon as well that you believe really does exist, which is post...
My first flat.
Slaves.
In my first flat at Camberwell Green, where I lived from age 16, like a man in a boat lost at sea, needing guidance from someone much older than me. But filled with anger, pride and pain, asking for help would be insane. I knew Mammy would be there for me, more than anyone else could ever be. But prompted by my pride, I chose bad instead of good. Without a job, it was inevitable the rent would be in arrears. Hence my descent into robbery, to wipe away my fears. I said, do it. I'll only do it just the once, simply to pay the bill. Then I'd get right back on track, using my legal skills. But one robbery turned to two, and two turned into three, and as three turned into four, the only thing that could stop me would be the slam of the prison door. My partner in crime was Titus, a bad boy from approved school. Oh yeah, he was bad alright, when he grossed on me like a fool. We ended up at the Old Bailey, in the infamous court number 1. After waiting in custody for 7 painful months, of each day I
Yes, greetings to ones and ones out there. And we're playing a recording of the reparation what took place last week, Thursday. And really was full joy. See so many people come out and full joy themselves. And also we played the great man Tamara. As you know, is a complete artist, one of the top artists in the UK. We always feature Tamara, you know, because the whole world need to know about this talented, beautiful brother who's got so much to give. And he's got a charity from rehab. Is it called From Rehab to, what's the name of the charity again? Well, he'll be coming a little bit later on, so he'll explain his charity, you know, and he's got a powerful message to share to the world. But what we're gonna do, we do have someone be phoning in. Also, we'll get Auntie Jean to phone in as well. There's 2 events was taking place this weekend, this Sunday. In fact, one is over South London and one is over North London. The Garvey Village was in Chestnut Community Centre. That starts from 3 to about 9, and it's a fundraiser for the Garvey Village, and it's really to have a space for health practitioners to serve their community. See, so I think they're going to raise about £5,000, and once they've got that money there, they've got the keys and they can go in there and start to operate. But I just want to make sure, because sometimes I don't want to get no misinformation upon here, you know. But Auntie Jean will be phoning in later on and probably give some clarity on that, you know. Sometimes you just say things, one of them really know what I'm talking about, no. But I think she did mention about £5,000. See? And also we have great man Jammers. As you know, Jammers done a fantastic job at the Reparation March in terms of the selection of music, as a DJ, lyrical, you know, as a wordsmith, and he was able to get the people pumped up and talk about the importance, paint the picture in the mind, right, the importance of reparation. He done a fantastic job last week, and we have to pick him up and rate him every single time. See? So, you know, we're going to reason, open up some reasoning and talk about reparation. As you know, we've been featuring a lot of stuff around mental health, depression, see. But one of the things we're doing, because the more you focus on these things and the more you bring that to your attention and stuff, and the reason why we focus around it, because we want to go into it. We want to turn it on its head, you know, because the reality is that there are many people going through some serious challenges. And the word challenges, I use that word carefully, you know, But when there's a problem, there's a solution. But you got to believe that first. Really have to believe that first. So, you know, we've been talking about this. What is depression? What is mental health? Why are people going through certain things? And it's just normal. You know, you're going to go through challenges. You're going to go through emotions. Things will go upside down. You know, your life's going to go in turmoil and so. And it's just normal if you're going to be sad. You will be human if you never cry, laugh, sad. You know, you won't be. You're not a robot. You know, that's the. But we're in that state for weeks, months, and a year. Then it is a challenge. And some people in that state for years. So that can be a very challenging for some people. See, but there are tools you can use to take you out of that state, because all this is just a state. See? So I just want to play some more of the great man.
After the pain of prison, I said I'd never, ever return again, only to find myself reoffending and going to Boston instead. I thought of Titus, but as I knew him to be a grass, he could no more be a friend. More robberies followed that led to my imprisonment at HMP Maidstone in Kent. My fraudulent acts grew and grew. I was a violent gangster, part of a criminal crew. A thing I thought I'd never, ever do. There were Jaguar, abandoned Plaza, and fancy cars. Made-to-measure suits, regular shopping on Bond Street and throughout the West End. Partying every night at the club, regardless of the expense. Relaxed, I listened to music at my leisure, while singing and songwriting continued to be my pleasure. With so many ladies I went to bed, memories to cherish in heart and head. Oh yes, I've carried a gun. Oh yes, I've carried a knife. But I thank God to this very day, I never, ever took a life.
Yes, as I said, the great man Tamara. We feature his stuff every week, ex-gangster. And as I said, he's got a charity to do with the whole thing about rehab. So he'll be touching a little bit of that a little bit later on, you know, and talking about his music and stuff. So, yes. So I'm going to play a little bit more clip of this reparation on this.
Some of the negative legacies internalized, the internalization of racism, self-hate, anti-African sentiments and prejudice and discrimination, a loathing of ourselves, vacant esteem.
Self-loathing. Yeah.
Self-loathing. Self-loathing in terms of not being proud of who we are, not being proud of our heritage, not being proud of our African ancestry, changing our looks to kind of emulate Caucasian beauty ideals. These are some of the real legacies today in terms of the psychology. We also have to look at the rates of mental health illness, and this has also been linked
all roots
to that.
back to slavery.
All roots back to that.
Can I ask you as well, Fern, as you're there, I mean, you don't know each other, but it's wonderful you're both on the programme today, how it has affected, I mean, how has it affected you, Fern, slavery, you now, a woman in 2014?
Well, it's very important what Esther's been saying about post-traumatic slave syndrome and the trauma that that's caused down the ages. And it has affected me because I've needed people to help me to get to where I am today. And I think if they hadn't done that, I wouldn't be talking to you today.
So you've been lucky in that?
I've been very lucky in that I've been helped to be where I am today by people who are aware of the problems that Esther has raised.
And as a successful academic, that's something you've had to battle against what happened back then.
I've had to battle against racism in particular.
But as a result of slavery.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Daniel Hannan, one of the things, of course, which is most egregious about this, many argue, is the fact that the slavers at the time of abolition, in 1838, I think, were paid enormous amounts of money, huge amount paid to the slave owners, equivalent of at least £16.5 billion today. So why shouldn't the people who are still suffering have reparations?
Because I'm descended from slaves, and you are descended from slaves, and everybody here is, and everybody watching at home is. Slavery was universal. We're all also, by the way, descended from slave owners. Human history being what it is, it could hardly be otherwise. Slavery was practiced in China, in India, in Arabia, in Africa, by the Aztecs, by the Mayans, by the Incas, by the Pacific Islanders. Muslims enslaved Christians, Christians enslaved Muslims. And therefore, if you're looking at paying reparations, anyone whom you choose to pay is statistically certain to be descended both from the owners and the owned. There were 3,000 black slave owners in the US on the eve of the Civil War. We are, if you like, all in this together. And it's therefore very difficult now to look at a population. I'm not talking about continuing slavery, which is a huge issue and where we could be doing a great deal. But if you're looking at past slavery, it's just a question of how far back you want to go, and we're all slaves.
No, we're not all descendants of, enslaved peoples and enslavers. I think that is really, falsifying history, and it actually is minimising the seriousness of what we're actually talking about. Chattel enslavement, as happened to African peoples and people of African descent, is something different and unparalleled in human history. And that's the starting point for this conversation. It's very cheap to then say, well, we've all been enslaved, because right now I don't have the same life chances and life experiences of many people who might even be sitting in this audience. I feel we need to understand this history. I'm not saying that we haven't all been impacted, but just to say, well, we've all been impacted the same is really not the starting point.
Yeah, and Bernadette, I'm sure if anyone wants to make a point...
I'm going to play devil's advocate here, so get the tomatoes out and start throwing it now. Look,
has it affected you? Okay, let me ask.
No, and this is it. I think we really have to be careful here. Has all that got to do with slavery, being in a mental institution? I am a champion, a volunteer. I'm a motivational speaker that visits prisons twice a week. Now, some of the lads in there, their crimes are not for because I was a slave 150 years ago. I think at some point, yes, of course we all know slavery was there. My God, bad things happen. Bad things happened to me once, but it's what I do. You don't walk around with it. You have to move on. We've got to rise above it now and start moving on and thinking, OK, what are we going to do in the next 150 years so that our children can see, this happened to my great-great-grandfather, but wow, look what they've done now. We've got to start rising above this and get away from you owe me this, you owe me that, and going back. Look, of course, every black person knows it's really difficult in certain areas.
What about the people that have profited from it? You know, the families that are still enriched because of
Again, we
this.
know this.
The tobacco millionaires, the
so I live in
millionaires.
Dorset. What am I going to do? Knock on all the manor houses in Dorset and say, right, give me a room for the night, mate. You know, hello, where does it end? You know. Yes, they know they are. Some of them are named and shamed, Nikki. They're all in Google. You can see who they are. They have been named and shamed. Almost an apology was made by Tony Blair. Yes, an apology. But the trouble is no British government is going to apologise because that would open the floodgates.
Fern, come on. Audience, put your hands up, Fern.
Almost an apology. Apology was not made by Tony Blair. He said
he expressed regret. Yeah.
Well, that's not an apology.
But there's a reason why. We know. I'm a realistic person. Let's be honest. It'll be another 150 years before they actually apologise and hand out cheques. And how are they going to do it?
Well, we're not asking for cheques to be handed out. It's not about money. That cheapens the debate.
Yes, I know.
It's not about money.
But if they apologise, you do realise the implications of if you apologise.
The legal implications.
Yeah, for legal implications. Then the compensation, when my great-great-great-great-father, he was How are we going to do it, you see? How are we going to do it?
That's not
Where'd
what
you
Carrie
start?
come asking for. Carrie come asking for the first time ever, that the Western nations that were involved, such as the UK, France, Portugal and so on, sit around the table with 15 heads of government and talk about...
Greetings.
Greetings, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Greetings. How you doing
Okay then,
today?
fantastic. So, who we got on the line?
Amaya.
Amaya, it's good to hear you
Yeah.
again. Good to see you at the Reparation March. You look really well and
Thank you.
glowing, so to speak, you know. So it's good to
Thank
see
you.
you. But
Definitely good to
we
see
want to go
you.
straight in the chase. And inside the house, we do have Tamara and we do have Jammers inside the house, and they probably want
Good
to
evening.
probably make a contribution or ask questions and just get the two vibes going still. See, so
Okay, Chris.
yes. Well, first let's talk about the event you're doing this weekend. What's the event's about?
Okay, the event that we're having this Sunday is a mind, body, and spirit experience called Transformation 2019. And we're going to have some amazing guest speakers and interactive workshops for people to really discover who their authentic self is. It's going to be held at Lewisham Village in Lewisham Retail Park, Lone Pit Vale, SE13 7RZ. And we're going to have conscious talks, ancient astrology, crystal healing, and we also have taster sessions for people to um, experience what it feels like to have a reflexology session or a Reiki session, which is energy healing. But we have a lot more. We've got lovely vegan and vegetarian food. So it would be good for everyone to come down. The tickets are only £3, and you can pay on the door. So we're very excited, and we're actually at the venue now preparing for all of our guests, the general public, to come and enjoy and experience this healing hub. So yeah, that's it really. It starts at 12 noon to 8. Sorry, I forgot the time. So yeah,
From 12 to 8.
yes, 12 noon till 8 p.m. Yeah.
Okay then. And let me ask a question. In terms of because I know you do a lot of work around spirituality. Oops.
Okay.
Sorry, just go slight. So, what would you say about your thing about spirituality? I mean, what's your spin on spirituality?
What is my spin on spirituality?
Mm.
My own spiritual beliefs are, I would say, organic.
Sorry?
I say that my spirituality is organic
Organic.
in
Okay then.
that, yeah, in that whatever my spirit leads me to, like for instance, if I go into a charity shop and I happen to pick up a book about the third eye. I remember going into a charity shop and picking up a book about the third eye. At
Third
that
eye.
time, I wasn't spiritual at all. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know what it was talking about, but I bought it, and that was approximately about 7 or 8 years ago.
Okay. Is
And
that like your journey to spirituality?
um, in 2013, I asked the universe, I asked to be more spiritual, but
Mm.
I didn't know that it was actually a laborious process.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the sun rays would hit me and the angel choir would sing
Mm-hmm.
and I would just be spiritual. I didn't realize that I actually had to go through some trials and a lot of um, tur-
Tribulation.
turbulation in my, tribulations
Uh-huh.
in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like everything was falling apart.
Mm.
But really, it was all falling into place
Into
because
place.
Yeah,
Okay then.
yeah.
So what's your
Sorry.
background? Just so people have a little understanding of your background. What do you do, or was you are you a practitioner or you're a healer? Just to yeah.
I would say that my spiritual background is I create workshops for people to manifest the lives that they want.
Mm.
Um, so I create all different. I have um, done a course in creative art healing facilitator course, which is basically using different techniques to facilitate healing in people, using art and various other modalities like oracle cards or tarot cards. I do readings for people.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Then.
and
Would this
I
kind of
will.
lead in quite sorry, this quite lead in quite neatly because I think we had a conversation the other day, and one of the things we're focused around, me, Tamara, we're focused around the whole thing about mental health, depression, and and all that, and trying to get
Yeah,
people to look at the ignorance, because a lot of ignorance around that particular subject there, right? But
yeah,
one of the things you're just saying that, and the Tamara's in the house, he probably ask questions or probably contribute here that art is a good way of healing, especially those who are going through certain kind of challenges. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I really think that one of the things I say to my workshop participants is that, at the moment, um, living in this system is very it's very oppressive, and it is having a detrimental effect on our mental health. And what I find is that, when you're concentrating on creating an art piece, or maybe creating, like I was saying to you before, about decorating candles or anything creative, that you're focused so much on, oh, this piece goes here and this piece goes here, that you don't have time to think about all the worries that you have in your normal life. Do you get what I mean? So you concentrate on what you're doing. You're very focused on making sure that your art piece or whatever it is you're working on is how you want it. And I think it's very therapeutic to um, start igniting that part of you, because that also helps to alleviate certain of the symptoms of mental health issues that you may have.
Mm, mm. But the truth of the matter is that they said that probably one out of every 4 or 5 person, suffers from mental health.
And
And
we do, because we don't, there's such a stigma against mental health. People think that because you might be, smiling and laughing to the world, or they feel that you have this amazing energy, that you couldn't possibly be going through any anxiety or any depression. And people stigmatize, they stigmatize against people with mental health,
it's
because they
true.
feel that, if aesthetically you look put together and you know okay, they think that you can't possibly suffer from mental health, and like the opposite is true certain times.
But something, I know Tamara probably would agree, me. I'll probably have more insight into this, that a lot of artists and well-known artists, you find that they go through some serious, deep, deep depression. You know what I mean? I heard Ed Sheeran, the white guy that was going through
Yes,
some serious stuff. You know, Robbie
yeah,
Williams and a lot of them, man. In fact, a couple of them well-known people commit suicide. You know what I mean? Because they
yeah.
can't deal with the pressure.
It's not
Yes,
easy
yeah, it's just.
having to fight through, your thoughts. And sometimes what I find is that I'm actually going through that process now. Due to, I have mental health issues, um, and I'm currently going through trying to work through it. But what I find is that when I'm going through this stage of depression, that it's really a shedding of the things that I no longer want in my life.
Okay
And
then.
because
Okay.
I'm resisting that process, that takes me deeper into the depression. Do you get what I mean? But once I let go and I'm accepting of releasing the things that I no longer need in my
No, in
life,
life,
I
yeah.
find that I'm a new person again when I come out of the
But
depression.
would you say that that's more of a healing process you're going through at this present moment? Because, and the reason why I'm saying this, because we all go through mood swings and depressions, and and one, you wouldn't be human if you never cry, sad, laugh,
Yeah,
and you know what I mean. But when you're in that state for weeks and months, even up to a year, it is a challenge. That is
it
a
is a
challenge. You know what I mean.
challenge.
So therefore, you do need tools or something to navigate you out, because it's no different than someone just gone somewhere and it's gone, just lost themselves, just gone lost.
Yeah,
Then can't find a way back. So you do need something to take you back by your hand, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
yeah,
and help to support
help
you.
support you.
I think that writing, I think anything, any creative endeavor, I know sometimes it's hard when you're going through certain mental turmoil that you don't feel like writing anything or drawing anything. But sometimes it's just that initial, that initial start. Just, you don't even need to have any premeditation thought of what you're going to write. Just write. Whatever it is that comes into your head, you just write it out, and it really does help
Helps
to,
it, yeah.
yeah, because you're releasing it in a way. Sometimes you don't want to speak to friends because after a while your friends get quite impatient with you, like, oh, just come out of it now. You've been like this for how long now? After a while, people have to deal with their own things, so they don't necessarily have the time to really support you. But also, there's good organisations out there as well that support.
Well, before Tamara just come in, one of the things I'm involved with, and it's called Memory Voices, right, where we meet once a week, and it's really just men just come together and just have a banter, have a talk, and talk about what's we're going through that week. But what it is that is you're able to release or just to let off. You know what I mean? If man
Yeah,
want cosign make work nice, that's the space for it. You know what I mean? Right? And what stays in the circle stays in the circle. And like you said
yeah,
before, it's about that
that's
support
really
net. Yeah,
important.
that support network as well, so people can support you through the week if you're going through some stuff. Because one of the craziest, well, one of the biggest crimes someone can do to themselves, right, is isolation. You know,
Absolutely.
really,
Yeah,
what I mean, when you isolate yourself and you don't want to see nobody, don't want to go to the door, and
yeah,
and they might have a good week, 'cause, but when you just isolate for weeks, months, what I mean, even up to
yeah.
a year, that's when it's. So, yeah, these are the. Tamara, I know you are coming, busting something.
Yes, greetings, blessed love.
Greetings,
Is it Amia?
greetings, Tamara.
Was it your name is Ayama? Is that
No,
right?
Amaya,
Maya.
Amaya,
Maya.
Amaya. I
A,
beg your pardon.
Amaya.
Amaya.
Yeah,
I beg your pardon.
no
Yes, I
problem.
identified with everything that you're speaking about mental health. And before I go any further, I'd just like to say that I just left a brother's place before I came here to the studio, and he told me he told me of a lady who was 40 years of age, just committed suicide.
Oh,
A
God.
friend, you know, 40 years of age, she committed suicide. She hung herself.
Oh my God.
You know, and yes, I mean to say, I got a neighbor who lived underneath me. He hung himself right underneath me. I heard the screams of his baby mother, and she, you know, she told me, "Oh, don't go in there, don't go in there." You know, and because it's why not? You know, she said he's hanging from the from something in the hallway, and you know, and this is this, you know, says, well, he might be alive. And she says, no, he's long gone. But the medical people said just leave him as it is until the police arrives and that sort of thing. And you know, so yes, and I've been through a depression, and mine didn't last a week or two or a year or two. You know, mine went on for a few decades, that's for sure. And well, to tell the truth, I know mine started from the age of 7, actually, from the age of 7. But you know, you don't realize it. You don't know what it is at that tender age. My doctor detected it and said, he said I've got nerve problems. He gave me, you know, he prescribed me nerve tablets. But anyway, going on further now, coming up to the present moment, you know, and you spoke about your event, about finding your authentic self.
Yeah.
And I agree with that, and I know that in finding our authentic self, our true self, our true being, we actually transcend all mental illness. We actually are healed.
Yeah.
You know, it's a healing. And I know that my true self, my true being is my higher self, you know, and my higher self is my creator self. You know, and you know, and I know that there's a one who is higher than I, who created us all. Or you know, I could say that there's a mother and a father and a son and a daughter. There's a big, you know, we got a great big spiritual family up there.
Yeah,
you know, and to tell you the truth, and yes, and so to find ourselves and is that I can see now that's your way of helping to heal others, and and
definitely.
I know
We need healing, honestly.
yes. So would you agree with me that mental illness is basically a separation from our higher self, or from God Almighty, from our Creator?
Yeah. I would say that.
And would you?
I would say
Yes,
that.
absolutely, absolutely.
I would say that.
And you know
Because
another.
once you have the knowledge of self and true knowledge of yourself, you know, what resonates with you, you know, listening to yourself, I just feel like you're more balanced, you're more centered, so things are not as overwhelming, because you know fundamentally everything is how it should be.
Absolutely.
And it's just there to, you know, teach you and help others. Because the thing is, you know, when people see you and they think, oh, you know, Tamara's really lovely, he's this type of person, blah, blah. They don't realise that, you know, that you've gone through your process and arrived at this space now, where you know yourself, where you know your higher self. You know, you didn't just land on it. It was a laborious journey.
Absolutely, absolutely, and we need to, you know, introduce the higher self to our children, you know, to the young ones, because they've gone far astray away from the higher self, and the insanity is just getting from bad to worse, and you know, that's a fact. You said something about accepting life. Indeed, it's true. You know, lack of acceptance of life leads you to insanity. You know, it unbalances the mind, and the emotions get unbalanced, and everything else gets unbalanced. Even the job you're doing becomes unbalanced. Your relationship becomes unbalanced. Accepting life is really fundamental, you know, in recovery from mental illness. Absolutely. You know, and So I'm really grateful to you for bringing that up. And of course, being acceptance of life on life's terms means being an honest person, being, true to yourself. You can't get well on lies, can you?
It's true.
No, you can't. You can't.
Well,
And that's the beauty about how we are as spiritual beings, that once we focus on being well, do you get what I mean? We know already that we have scientists that have done that experiment where two people with the same ailment come forward. They're both given the same tablet, but one of the tablets is just sugar, and the other. Do you get what I mean? And it's like, yeah, this one is going to cure you type thing. It will eliminate your symptoms. And they're like, yeah, and then they'll take it. And because they believe that, they were more likely to respond to this sugar tablet than, do you get what I mean, when it's just a placebo. So we know that our minds are very powerful, but we are going through spiritual warfare at the moment to try and stop us from actually using our brains to our full, and our minds and spirits to our full capacity.
Absolutely.
Let me just jump in here. Do you do any meditation yourself, or?
I did try. I'm in meditation, but I do work on it because, like most people, my mind chatters a lot. Like just talking. And when I'm trying to, just ignore not even ignore it, but just observe the chatter, like I do end up falling asleep. So I'm working on it, and I have some amazing people that are going to be at the event that can help give other techniques of how to meditate to the full.
Yeah. Because the reason why I said that, because and Tamara is in the house, and he'll probably correct me if I'm misrepresenting information, but meditation is a very powerful tool in terms of grounding yourself and get rid of the chatterbox and all that stuff. But it's something you have to work on, every day, or take your time, but it's a very powerful tool, and it anchors you, and especially we learn to breathe and all that stuff. That's why these are very important tools we need to integrate. As one, you know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely.
But also, meditation is not just standing still or sitting still. You can do meditation just anywhere.
That's right.
Doing
Absolutely.
anything, walking down the road.
That's right.
Because you know that you've had those times where, all right, people will call it daydreaming, or you're walking down the street and one of your friends saying, I've been calling you for 10 minutes, didn't you see me? It's like, I'm so sorry, I was in my own world. That's meditation right there.
Yes, you see, there's a thing about meditation. People always think of it about the sitting down and the peaceful thoughts and all that, but the fact was, before I know now that meditation is something I did every time I went to pray from I was a little child. You go into this you go into this zone of meditation, and you connect with the Most High and you say, "Dear God, thank you for this day, and please chase all my blues away and help me to live bright for another day." All that kind of thing. You zone into that, and the thing is also, meditation at the end of, like you said, you can do it anywhere. I do it on the bus, on the train, anything like that. And there's so many different ways of meditating. Like, for example, I can imagine a sunrise, or I can imagine I'm hearing birds singing, or, I can focus on just being in a jungle with lower the trees, or amongst beautiful animals, and, or on the mountain top, or whatever, by the sea or whatever, and also, but then also there's the meditation of, because that sort of homes us in, it sort of some people find it so hard to meditate. I say, well, just look at the sun and just focus on that. You know what I mean? That'll help to still you a bit, you know. You know, but when you go on down the road, I got to find out that meditation for me now has become something of thinking of nothing. Thinking of nothing whatsoever, you know, letting go, you know, let go of the sun, let go of the moon and stars, let go of the earth, let go of the air, let go, and just go into that void, into that nothingness, into that spiritual realm, you know, where, you know what I'm saying? And yes,
Yeah,
it's
no, definitely.
and people say, but I can't think, I can't stop thinking of nothing. But the thing is, we can. And you start off with thinking of nothing for 1 second. And I bet you if you practice that every day, by the time of the end of the 7 days, you'll be thinking of nothing for 7 seconds at least. You know, and so on and so forth. Until you get to a stage where you can think of nothing for an hour. You know, and then when I say think of nothing, you realize that thoughts that come along, actually they're not your thoughts. And so you don't hold on to them. You just carry on thinking of nothing. You know, and the thought comes, hey V, come on, step out of it, open your eyes. You know, you don't answer back and say, shut up, you know, I'm meditating. You know what I mean? You just sit still, you know, you just let everything pass until everything comes to its natural sort of cycle, you know, and come out of it. But it's a beautiful thing. It's, you know, it roots us in the earth, and it connects us with the spiritual realm, with the heavens, you know, with the Most High, and with the spirits of our ancestors, you know, and with all life. And you know, and I know, and you know, for everybody listening, that, you know, to find our true self, being our true being, is to be loving, not hateful. It's to be peaceful, not at war. You know, it's to be, you know, it's to have laughter, not all this crying and all. You know what? You know, honestly, to be our true being is to be patient. You know, it's to be caring. It's to be kind. It's to be, you know, charitable. It's to be tolerant, you know, it's to persevere, you know, and yes, and it's to be accepting of life on life's terms, and on it, you know, to be, you know, spiritual, you know, to be our true being, you know, is to be wise, knowledgeable, and understanding. It's to practice these things, not just a theory and things we read in the book. It's to live it, you know, to live in the solution rather than just you know, like a theory, you know, that we listen to, oh, that was lovely, yeah, gross, that inspiring, great stuff, you know. No, it's about practicing it, and you just a little at a time, a day at a time, just one thing, you know, absolutely. It's very easy, because we don't have to, it's not something that's achieved in a day.
Absolutely. Okay then, my sister, I wonder if you could just let people know about the event again, and the website, or any information you feel people need to know.
Okay, so the event is called Transformation 2019, a mind, body and spirit experience. This is going to be held on Sunday, this Sunday, 11th of August, 12 noon to 8 p.m. at Lewisham Village, Unit 3, Lewisham Retail Park, Lone Pittsvale, SE13 7RZ, and it's free car parking, and also that the tickets are only £3. We have a website, www.transformation2019.com. Come along and get some healing and vibes, you know, feel some solidarity and ignition into transforming to who you really are. It's really going to be fabulous, honestly. We have amazing speakers. We have people that are going to be offering some amazing workshops where you can really understand how to have self-awareness exercises that will really empower you and inspire you. So, yes, definitely come along. And yeah.
Okay, my sister, give thanks for the reasoning, and
bless.
hopefully I will see you very soon, yeah?
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for the opportunity again.
No problem, my sister.
Thank you. Stay blessed.
Blessing love.
Okay.
Blessed love, sister. Love,
Oh,
love.
yes, gives
More
thanks.
love. Your guide,
Nice
direct, and
speaking to
protect.
you, Sam.
Yes,
You
it'll
take
be
care.
nice to see you
Okay.
again sometime soon.
Thank you. Much
And good
appreciated.
luck with
Take care.
everything. Blessed love, good fortune and
Blessed
everything.
love.
Yes, good health. They even took my collector's Mercedes away and said you'll never get it back again, even if I took them to court. And the judge ruled in my favor. They'd never give me back that car, 'cause they knew what I did for a living. It was their time to take and mine for the giving. Things got even worse, more blasé. As police corruption grew, I was jailed for 18 months for possession of ganja you couldn't chew or see, weighing less than quarter gram in reality. Like so many brothers in that game, for the healing of the nation in Jah name, a martyr for ganja I became. Martyr for ganja. They'll have to pay. As the money grew and grew, philanthropy was part of it too. My house was open to all but a few. Protecting people, investing in others with something to do. Got real busy making music at Easy Street with star artists, creating songs, creating beats with live instruments that took you to the place that commences with the drum and bass, with rhythm and lead coming into play, keyboards and brass section with so much to say, as lead vocals and harmony led the way. Rico was phenomenal on the trombone. Angus from Aswad was extraordinary on drums. Huey Isachar, a bass superstar. Sugar Minott vocals really sweetened the place. The voices of the Heptones, Trevor Hartley and Winston Fergus flew at a melodious and passionate pace. I laid on the ganja, food and drinks, cabs to ferry artists from A to B, and paid them cash accordingly. In a thick marijuana mist, we produced reggae you couldn't resist. Like Kind Man, Visions, and Oja, to name but a few. Suddenly, Engineer Eddie called me to the phone. Heard my girl Makita say, my front door was chopped down that day. I stood silent with nothing to say. Kept cool and carried on recording till the session was done. Then went to the spot to witness my losses from jealous people, my trials and crosses. With their guile and greed, they never found the holy herb, the ganja breed, that was there in big supply, but it never caught their eye. Over 250,000 in sound equipment, vinyl, master tapes, and clothes were gone. That feeling in the gut didn't feel like fun. And as vengeful thoughts came my way, I heard the voice of God Almighty say, leave it to me, son. Put the posse and the gun and the knife away. You did no wrong, and they shall surely pay.
To bring the sound down there, so bringing up the blessradio.org, Galaxy, all the radio stations we've been promoting and unifying the community.
Then I go to my.
We got Dougie, SLR, Conscious Community in the house,
and I said,
Supreme,
help me please.
And if you're not mentioned, you mention.
But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees.
Oh, apologies. I'm bringing up the sound, Josiah.
I couldn't last for long.
King Josiah.
But now
what a sound. Dougie coming.
Carry on. It's been a long time coming. Change won't come. Oh, yes, it
will. And this is why. This is where this is why the change is going to come. This is why the change is going to come. Because the young are gifted and black. So there's going to be a change. Every revolution comes through the young stars. And it's because this is the reason why.
Yes, big selectors. I want to give thanks and praise to the Most High. Give thanks for life. Give thanks to our ancestors, our parents. Because the reality is that if it weren't for our parents, we won't be here right now. If it weren't for our grandparents, our parents will be here. So we give thanks every single time. Yes, jump up there.
Yes. Bringing up each and everyone on the marching to Parliament.
Beyond the sky.
And everyone here supporting, who's come out taking time off work, brought their families down here, shut down their businesses, and traveled from far to come down. We got all the social media from around the world tuning in, taking in the vibration of the change that is going to come. It's going to come. First, the Messiah, Garvey.
Somebody keep telling me don't.
Look it up, Nitro. Yeah, man.
It's been a long,
bless. Like to say a big thank you, because I know you've been working hard to bring the sound down here. So bringing up the Bless, blessradio.org, Galaxy, all the radio stations we've been promoting and unifying the community.
Then I go to my...
We got Dougie, SLR, Conscious Community in the house,
and I said,
Supreme.
help me please.
And if you're not mentioned, you mention.
But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees.
Oh, apologies. And bringing up the sound, Josiah.
I couldn't last for long.
King Josiah.
But now
what a sound. Dougie coming.
To carry on. It's been a long time coming. Change won't come.
This is why. This is where this is why the change is going to come. This is why the change is going to come. Because the young are gifted and black, so there's going to be a change. Every revolution comes through the young stars, and it's because this is the reason why.
Is the quest that's just begun. When you feel real low, yeah, there's a great truth that you should know. When you're young, gifted and black, your soul's intact.
The saxophone is right here. Right now, let's start the business. Goes out to each and every one inside. Yes, Josiah. Right now, we'll start the business, start the stepping. Goes out to each and one stepping onto Zion. Yeah, to Parliament. Inside. Dougie come in. Oh gosh. Goes out to each and every one, and we're stepping out to Zion, we're stepping out of our shell. Stepping out of the hell, inside. Goes out to all the kings and queens. Big up Rasta Pasta every time. Josiah. Hey! Goes out to each and every one inside. Right here, see the sun a shine. See the environmental friendly. When they get friendly. Hey! Dougie one time, yeah man. So. You see that sun there? Medal in the brethren. When we get environmentally friendly and we step out of the shell, you know. Hey! See the sun that's shining there, that's a brethren. Hey! I'm doing up Messiah Barbie. Yes, man. First, origin. Each and every one inside, outside. Forget. What's out the Galaxy family? Bless family. SLR. Hey! We can't cry. Look. Walk one. Rasta. Goes out to everybody. And we are getting environmentally friendly. Hey! Jeez. Once again goes out to each and every one. Ones and ones. Origin. Backwards. Check out origin backwards. ORIGIN. Origin. Backwards, the original way of reading origin. Ever. Shoulda never look at the weather. Coulda never look at the weather. Sun just a shine, things are get better. Jeez. Yeah man. Coulda never looking at the sky, look at the weather.
goes. Why raise the time of the Most High, ye sons of men?
Check one.
The rich man's wealth is in the city.
Check one. Yeah.
Destruction of the poor is his poverty.
That's right.
Lord,
you should have never messed with nature.
Destruction of your soul
and
is
pollute the environment. Chikwa. Yeah. Josiah. Hey. You should have lived with nature. Jeez. First the Messiah Garby. Repatriation. Reparations. We need to repair the damage. Reparation.
Destiny, Mama, look from when you call it. I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah. Oh, help I please. Jaja, make me rule my destiny. Oh, we Lord, I've been blessed, I've been touched. I love Jah so much, they keep fighting me. I'm not giving up. May the realms of Zion fill my spiritual cup. Wisdom overstanding must never be too much. Give I protection day and night from even the pestilence that walk at a daylight. Destiny, Mama, look from when you're calling. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. I wanna rule my destiny. Yeah, oh, help I please. Jaja, make me rule my destiny. Whoa, yeah. Cast away their cards most, Lord. You have them in the region, in the valley of decision, restraining the Edens with a rod of iron. You know not the destiny of an next man, why hold him? Set him free for too long. I wanna rule my destiny. Oh yeah, I really wanna rule my destiny. Hear me call. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. I wanna rule my destiny. Oh, hey, help I please. I wanna rule my destiny. Where could I found? My destination is homeward bound. No forces try hold I down. Breaking chains has become the norm. I know I must get through, no matter what I want. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. Destiny, Mama, look from when you calling. Let me rule my destiny, Lord. And I tell you once more, the rich man's wealth is in the city. Oh, destruction of the poor is our poverty. Yeah, destruction of her soul is vanity. Oh, do you hear? Do you hear? Whoa, destiny. Destiny.
Once again, I'd like to thank the family for coming out in attendance right here. Natural Mystic go on right here today. First off, Messiah Garby, reparation. All kings and kings, queens and queens. You know, I didn't mean to say it like that, but anyway. One love, Dougie.
There's a natural mystic flowing through the
Pick up them tune again, Ross.
If you listen carefully.
We've had love freedom. We've had love freedom. Liberation time. Liberation is here.
There's a natural mystic flowing through the air. If you listen carefully.
Yes. Just a reminisce of the reparation. And we have the skillful man jammers. I can't stop talking about this brother here. You know, I don't want to forgive some more stripe. He might wall up a stripe, you know.
I'm like Zebra now.
Yes. You know, he's promoted to what? What's the highest rank? You know, we don't know the highest rank. What's the highest rank in them thing that Tamara? It's not Colonel, is it Colonel? I don't even know. Field Marshal, you know what I mean? Right through the ranks though, you know what I mean?
Respect.
Yeah, man, it was just vibes, you know. I must admit, boy, you've lift up my spirit, you know. Lift up my spirit all the time, my brother.
Every time.
What dada, big up your status every single time, the man on the sax.
Yeah, what dada was something else, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But when it come for the sax, boy, whoa!
Yes.
It was heavy, man.
That was a real natural mystic that day, you know.
Yes, I. So we just play some to vibration from the reparation. I don't know, we got some speeches on this coding as well. We won't have the chance to play that because one time we might just flinging everything on so people get full vibes, you know what I mean? See? So just to recap, that was reparation what took place last week. So it's the first, the Court of Messiah, as in August, you know, and that's where we encourage people must come out, you know. And if you can't come out for every reason, maybe some maybe physically can't come out or whatever the case may be, you need to meditate on that day there. But hold on, all them tune there. We have to play all them tune there.
Play one more.
Let's play this tune there.
Check one. And then say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Check one.
Check one. Yeah? Back in action. Yeah. Once again, do support the reparations march by making a donation by the tent. To everything we do, we invent. As a creator, we come from creation.
Check.
Picking up the engineer. Yeah, man, because you have the good ear, and that's why we're here. Yeah. Once again, support the reparations march by the tent is right there in the corner, right there, the tent by the Black Cultural Archives. Buy yourself a t-shirt or make a donation for reparation. Also support the businesses right here. Hey! Picking up the saxophone and all the people on the march to Parliament. Parliament means a place, ment means the mind. So Parliament means a place of the mind. Hey! Government means to control the mind. Mind comes from the word mental. And because we don't have no representative in a parliament or in a government, that's why we have to walk to Parliament and make our voice heard. So, reparation on the road to salvation right here. Windrush Square, not forgetting our ancestors. A pair of entities that make the parents. Encoding your genetics with two ancestral heritages. From your father's heritage and your mother's heritage. DNA just means intelligence. So, and we work with nature. The melanin, because we have a melatonin, you can hear the melatonin. And melatonin is how we can move, how we move with one with nature. So, and soon we are going to bring in chronics. Soon we are going to bring in chronics on this. So it's gonna get chronicle. Can you have the chronicle? Hey, bring up the Rasta. Everybody with the Rasta. Bring up Terrorlux, big up Terrorlux in the place. Them man have Terrorlux. So, skanking the shoes and the socks. Soon you got hear the man like Terrorlux. Hey! You hear the chronicle? Oh, your jammers, thank you. I'm just a vehicle still. Big up each and everyone who been supporting me in all the stations. Jammers, we come for jammy are the words. Breaking down the etymology of the words and showing that it comes from the origination of the creation from the creator. Coming from, if it's verse to A, you see the ox's head. The ox's head means strength and power. We have the stance beyond the word. So we don't get sentenced by the sentence. Come in. Chronics, chronics.
Chronics, left and right. Just hold us a come. Left and right. And them say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Sent by the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. I start recruit soldiers for Selassie army. Aye. Here comes trouble, here comes the danger. Welcome the Savior, welcome the Rasta youths. You're not for oxygen, at the general issue in a warning. Job people them a ball, said them tired of mediocre. Evil a go fall when we tried in Ethiopia.
Yes, go on, Jamal.
From down,
go on,
Jamal.
Big of a
even Bantan said it's not an easy road. Operation occupy the motherland, calling all soldiers to kind of chat along. From creation, he writing a job plan, but Chronics can't do it alone. So I'm recruiting soldiers coming from near and far by choose. Executing.
Yes, full guy yourself. Recreation,
no.
Greetings. Yes, I. How you been?
You alright?
Everything nice, man.
I don't know how you can hear me because I'm out on the road still, but I don't know if you can hear me very clearly.
No, we hear quite clear. Very clear, in fact.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So you want to go straight into the chase and let people know about the event what's taking place this Sunday?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll do that now.
Yeah, because we got about 15 minutes left, just less than 15 minutes. Yeah.
I realised at the time and I looked and I said, no, so we have to phone now.
Okay, then.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you're all right and everybody all right?
Everybody's good,
all
man.
All good.
Jammers inside the house.
Yeah, respect.
We have Tamara inside the house.
Oh, you Jammers in there too?
Yeah, I'm here still, yeah.
Yeah, man. The man blazed at the place at the reparation.
At the reparation.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, we missed it, but I had to miss it because I was driving the minibus. But
yeah, man, the man was in full flow. You know what I mean? In frightened me. I couldn't even go near the mic. You know what I mean? I want itch behind with the mic. If I goes me down, go up on the mic, no man. When I hear him speak, I say, you must have mad.
No, yeah, you best cool down.
You have to cool down and just observe and admire him, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, food flow, man, food flow. All right, so let's know about the event what's taking place this Sunday, my sister.
All right, this Sunday, the 11th of August, we're going to be down by the Chestnuts Community Centre, courtesy of Sister Desiree and also DJ Supreme has put this together. I mean, it should have been done from April, but they put it down together for this Sunday coming, the 11th of August. And those who don't know, it's 280 St Anne's Road, and that's Tottenham, N15 5BN. That's the Chestnuts Community Centre. We have a Garvey Village fundraiser, a fun fundraiser. We've got Ludo. We've got competitions in Ludo.
Okay.
We've got dominoes. We've got tug of war. We've got, what's the other one? Hula hoops.
Okay.
And also we've got family fun for the children.
And also dominoes as well, dominoes?
Yes, dominoes, definitely. You can't miss out dominoes. You've got Brother Danite, there's entertainment for the children, or one of the entertainments for the children. He does magic tricks, he does balloon modelling, he does martial arts, he does a little bit of martial arts for the children, a little training, you know, keep them on the fit side. Because you know our children are getting a little bit podgy nowadays with the so-called food that they're eating. We also have a sister called Solaris, and Solaris is a snake handler. So she's going to be bringing one of her snakes. Apparently she's got 3 snakes.
3 snakes?
So 3 snakes, but she's only going to bring one of them. And apparently she said it's a cobra.
Okay.
What? Cobra. Wow.
A cobra, and it's a big thing. I haven't seen it live yet. I've seen the pictures with her and the snake. So yeah. So come down. She's licensed, and she's also got insurance. Even though I don't think it needs insurance, it's not no bite nobody. It might wrap itself around you and squeeze you a little bit, but I don't think it will bite.
Boy, that's serious stuff, that one.
Isn't it?
Yeah, serious stuff.
We also have our DJ Supreme. We've got our DJ. You said Jammers himself is going to be down there and also
Well,
hosting.
Jammers is the main man still, you know. Jammers, nobody can touch Jammers right now, you know what I mean? The man reached Field Marshal. You know what I mean? Reached right to the top, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh,
Field
God, that's
Marshal
cool.
all the way, man.
Yeah, and also in the evening, just for only £2, we'll be showing the film called Get a Life. And it's a film about boxing, and it's actually produced by none other than Lennox Lewis, who is our former heavyweight champion of the world as well as of Britain. But apparently he doesn't reside in this country anymore. But anyway, we've got a special guest coming down. So that is in the evening. We also have a brother called was it Loxley, and he's doing going to do a little bit of keep fit with everybody as well. So there's other prizes and surprises. There's raffles. So there's all kind of things to come to entertain you as well. So come on down this Sunday, the 11th of August, at the Chestnuts Community Centre, which is 280 St Anne's Road. There's a few stalls available, so you can give me a call on 07961 886 032. I shall repeat 07961 886 032. And for those who would like to donate, you can donate by going to thegarbyvillage.org. Thegarbyvillage.org. There's you can either donate via the NatWest Bank directly, which is the Garby Village Enterprise, account number 4928 0155. I shall repeat 4928 0155. A sort code 601310. A sort code 601310. And if you go to the website, you can see the account details on there, or you can pay by PayPal, and you can actually see, once you pay by PayPal, you can actually see the, it's like a Richter scale that's on there. So when you put in money, you put £5 in, it goes up £5. If you put £10 in, it goes up £10. And
Okay,
so
then.
on and so on.
Okay then. So I want to very quickly. I know you're on the road. I know you. Just a little background about the Garvey Village and how it come about.
The Garvey Village actually came about by the African Culture Market, would you believe? Because we have a wide range of different presenters that come and share their talent, share their information, share what they're doing in and around the community, whether it be from health perspective, from finance perspective, from fitness, spirituality, you name it. You name it. We've got a wide range of different presenters that actually come down, and it's through the audience and the people who come to the market who's actually basically saying, well, we want workshops to continue from what we've heard, or we want more information, and we want more advice. We want somewhere that we can go, that we can get, follow up, basically. So I thought, okay, then we need a space for all of this. And then I thought about all the different wide range of people that's actually been coming down, all these experts that's been coming down and sharing their information and helping people. And I thought, well, it's not a place we need, it's a centre. It's a community centre. So I got together with some other people, told them about my idea, and then basically they said yes. We had a couple of meetings, and the name the Garvey Village materialize because of the wide range of things that we want to sort of like touch on, and not only touch on, help people with, and you know, putting the economy back in our community, putting unity back in our community, you know, and bringing us all together. So, you know, hence comes the Garvey Village. So it's actually been born from the African Culture Market.
Okay then.
So that's it in a short nutshell.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay
you
then.
know.
Excuse me.
But
Can you
yes,
give out
the source is,
the number again for stools, please? One more time.
yes, the source is 07 961 886 032. I shall repeat 07 961 886 032, and that's the source. Or any more information that you may like and require, as I said, just give us a call. The date is this Sunday, the 11th. Ah, if anybody knows a surveyor, because we need a surveyor to come down to look over the place to make sure that the rateable value is what we're going to be
Okay then.
paying, right? And also that that the structure is sound. Even though we know it's sound, but we need to have our own report.
Right.
So if anybody is listening who knows a surveyor or is a surveyor, please, on that same number, you can give me a call. Also, if you're a solicitor, we could do with a solicitor. So, yes, give us a call
Okay then.
on the same number.
Right.
All right?
Okay then. Okay, Under Jean, give thanks
Yes.
for the reasoning. I will speak with you probably tomorrow,
Yes.
right? Because I need some information on. You got some stuff on WhatsApp.
Yes.
All right, can you send that to me, please? Because I need that urgently. I got some stuff on text, but I need some on WhatsApp so I can send that to my contact and that stuff there.
Okay. All right
Please.
then. Yes, I will give you. I'll send it via WhatsApp. Can send it to you. I can send it to you right now.
Yeah, send it to me
I'll
right
do
now,
that
and then I
right.
can send that out because I want to let a few people know. Okay then.
All right.
Yeah, and
All
you
right,
you can
give
give me a
thanks.
call. You can give me a call tomorrow, and I'll be pushing it as well. So
All right.
okay.
Oh, thank you. Whereabouts are you tomorrow?
Well, I'll give you that information a bit later. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll see you on Sunday anyway. Yeah.
You can't keep up.
Yeah.
Okay then.
All right, jammers. Give thanks.
All right then.
All
Give
right.
thanks again,
Brother
yeah.
Dougie, give thanks, and hail up Russ bless for me too as well.
Yes, man.
All
Respect
right,
every
give
time.
thanks. Okay. Give thanks.
Okay.
Peace.
Peace
All
and
right,
love.
bye.
Okay then. So we got literally about 8 minutes left, and what I want to do, where's Tamara? I want Tamara to do a live session here. Tamara, I want you to drop a poem on us live, you know, because we can't make it go without you. All them little creativity while going earlier on, man. Saxophone and jammers. We call it field marshal. I don't even know about the field marshal. Field marshal is the highest ranks, yeah?
Yes, the highest.
The highest.
The highest, yeah.
Well, we're
That's
the
the
field
highest.
marshal about the place, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? All right, then. We have a long way for catch up to reach that kind of rank there, boy, because like we are dealing, bro. I'm not telling no lie. So, all right, then. Tamara, give us a little poem for signing me up, man.
Okay, well, yeah, this is a poem I wrote a long time ago in HMP Wandsworth Prison. It's called Babel, the Tower of, which is referring to the Tower of Babel, and yeah, which I got to understand that the Tower of Babel is a tower of confusion. So actually, I wrote this poem, which also became a song, actually, and it. So I'm going to sing it to you instead of reciting it, or a bit of both. Babel, you're a tower of confusion. Babel, in pursuit of illusions, building your cities so high, building machines that reach for the sky, building your city so high, building machines that reach for the sky. Babel, you're a tower of confusion. Babel, in pursuit of illusions. You make your schools just to make us your fools, and you control the media just like a mirror to make us see what you want us to see, and causing man to be his enemy. Babel, you're a tower of confusion. Babel, in pursuit of illusions, sending your children to wars, not knowing what they are really fighting for. Sending your children to wars, not knowing what they are really fighting for. Babel, you're a tower of confusion. Babel, in pursuit of illusions. All right.
Okay then. Again, big up to the great man, Tamara, for excellent, gifted, talented individual. So I want to give thanks to Tamara every single time. All right then.
And thank you, Brother Dougie, for the opportunity to communicate with so many beautiful people out there. Being part of the healing process is a privilege, pleasure, and an honor. The Almighty, I bless you. Bless this radio station. Bless everyone who runs it. Bless everyone who comes here and leaves here. May we all grow brighter and stronger and united with love, and with peace and prosperity.
Give
the
thanks.
Best of good health,
Give thanks.
Yes, love, brethren. Give thanks.
In securing the day. We can't afford to pay nobody no money because we don't make no money out of it. Yeah. But what we can do, we possibly can feed people. I think there's the least we can, we may be able to do. So we're trying to fundraise to get funds to pay for all these things.
Okay then. So in terms of the committee, because you said they're committed from different organisations, I'd imagine I remember last time when I went to the meeting, I guess someone from Bristol?
Yeah, the co-chair is from Bristol.
Yeah.
And we have somebody outside of London as a co-chair, specifically because there's people outside of London, because our people don't just exist in London.
Yeah.
They exist in Leeds and Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, Luton, Nottingham, Northamptonshire, Yorkshire, all in places, all people out there. So the sister, that's the co-chair, Sister Jendai, I'm from Bristol. She's the co-chair, along by myself, who's a co-chair. Then we have two co-vice chairs. We have Sister Esther O'Shea and Brother Prophet Jabi. And we also have our security, Brother Extra, Brother Obun. We have our finance officers, which is Brother Shanga and Sister Zebi. And we have our secretary, which is Sister Toya.
Okay.
Yeah, we have our media man, which is Brother Delani. So there's quite a few, about 7 of us who's kind of organising and this and that, and then we work with the outreach workers, which is Sister Julia, Adrian, and those people there.
Okay, so the outreach workers now, they just basically on the street, just letting people know about the
getting the information out to our people, to let our people know what is happening and how they can get involved in assisting to make the day successful. But the day is only going to be successful if our people come out and come and support it. And it's one day in the year. And what I would like to say, what I didn't get to say earlier, is that if you cannot make that day, if you can't make that day, it's not an issue. Because sometimes things happen in life. But wherever you are, if it means you have forgot slavery, If it means that you have to the hospital or you have one pipe, whatever that may be, at 3 p.m. that afternoon, we're doing a 3-minute silence to our ancestors. And that's in conjunction and solidarity with the African Remembrance Day Committee.
Okay then.
Yeah, because they do something.
What time that be at 3 o'clock?
3 p.m. So wherever you're there, don't matter where you're there, if you're in at the bank and you just have to go cash some money or pay some bill, just ease off at 3 o'clock and 3-minute silence and just venerate, just remember those that came before. You know, be it if it's any personal members of your family or, you know, things that you've read about or somebody in our story that gave you inspiration. Think about them, meditate on them, and let's all meditate together on making it a better place for us as African people. Because, you know, we don't realize how strong psychological spirituality is if we're in sync in together, thinking about the same thing. We can will it into power, into existence.
Okay. Because one of the questions I was going to ask you is, for the interview we've done, is in terms of.
I'm listening. Go on.
Yeah. On that day there, we should be should we spend our money with the within the system, so to speak?
No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't.
Okay.
We should be if it means on that particular day, just spend your money with our people.
With our people, yeah.
And I want to send a personal message out to African businesses. Whether you're African Caribbean or African from the continent or African born here, because some of you have a problem calling yourselves Africans. But let me just send it out to our African brothers and sisters, and black people, that the African businesses, they want our people to support them, but you must get used to supporting African causes. You know, if every African business gave us £20 towards this march, we would have no problems putting it on. But we have to find it from our own pocket, and some of we don't work and all them things, and some of we, you know, we have our own financial difficulties too, because we have to have a liability insurance for that day. Yeah, and we have to.
So you have to pay for liability.
Yeah, you have to have liability.